Hi everyone, how are you doing all? Welcome to my YouTube channel Fitness Nerd. In the last lecture, I have discussed about type, expression and operators. Where I also discussed about some nomenclature of variables. Okay, so in last lecture I have told you about different type of operators like arithmetic operators, logical and relational operator, increment and decrement operator, which I have told you that it is very important. That is widely used in C programming language. Okay, so now moving on. I haven't discussed on any type of expression topic, although I have listed the topic of expression, but I didn't discuss also on expression in the last lecture. Okay, so continuing that, in this lecture I will talk about some conditional expression. There are many types of expression. Mostly, for now, I will taught you conditional expression. As I move on, as I made more lecture, I will taught you more about expression. Okay, concentrate on this. Okay, so now let's begin. Let's hop up to my PowerPoint slide now. So, first thing we will discuss about conditional expression. So, what is conditional expression? And anything in computer science is related to the terminology given to it. So, let us make terminology here. Okay, the conditional expression. So, what does this mean? This means that there will be condition in the expression. Okay, so whatever expression is written, there it will be conditional. Means it may be true, it may be print the result, or it may be take the value. It's maybe means maybe word is used here. Means conditional. Okay, so hope you get it. Let me give you one example, real world example. Suppose if A is taller than B, then and A is taller than C, then A will be tallest person. Okay, so in a similar manner, what is this? There are three. You can see in my statement what I have told you right now that there are three expressions. If A is greater than B, and second expression is if A is greater than C, then suppose there are three persons obviously. So then we conclude the result that A is greater than both B and C. Hence A is tallest one. So this is the conditional one. Okay, according to condition our expression is written. Okay, let me just make you understand about what I told. Okay, suppose there are three persons. Suppose a person A, person B and person C. Okay, suppose there are three persons. Okay, A, B and C. Suppose A height is suppose 2 unit. Okay, and B height is suppose 1 unit, and C height is 0.5 unit. Suppose I am just taking an example. Okay, so what I have told you that if like you might have used in mathematics classes, if A is greater than B, we will check first condition here. What I told is this is a condition. This is a condition. So A is greater than B is one condition. So this is a condition. This is condition. So this is one condition. Okay, so what could be another condition? Another condition might be suppose this one, if A is greater than C. This is another condition. Okay, this is another condition. Suppose this was condition 1 and this is condition 2. Okay, so our conclusion depend on the validation of condition 1 and condition 2. Okay, so A is greater than B, consider this data. Is A greater than B if A value is 2 and B value is 1? So A is greater than 2. So this condition is true. Okay, this one is true. Now again come to the second condition, that A is greater than C. A value is 2 and C value is 0.5. So here we can say that A is also greater than C. So what we made the conclusion from this expression or condition is that A is tallest. Okay, so hope you get it what I'm trying to say here. Means conditional expression is something like that. Okay, there will be condition, whatever expression we write, it will be condition one. Okay, there are arithmetic expression also, no, like x square plus y square. This is what? This is algebraic expression or mathematical expression. Okay, so hope you get it. Hope I made clear that what do you mean by expression and what do you mean by conditional. Okay, so now moving on. Now we will see comparison of two numbers. I have shown you about the comparison of three people. Now we will see comparison of two numbers. Okay, so I think you get it now. We will be trying to teach you now comparison of two number. Okay, so suppose there are two number A and B. Okay, suppose there are two number A and B. Okay, suppose there are two number. Okay, so now what I tell you about the comparison of three persons, I have written in a naive way, user friendly way, means, or you can say human way. Human write this type of things, human compare this type of things, like he is greater taller than you or he is shorter than you, so now make it understandable by our programming, C programmers programming, we write in its own language. Okay, like our language is English, suppose, and computer language is C, means C has its own grammar and own language. So this is the grammar of C. A, if A greater than B, printf A. This is the way of saying the C language, that compare two number first, then if A is greater than B, then print A, print the first number. Okay, so means show me the first number. Okay, what I'm trying to say here, hope you get it. Suppose, and what if A is not greater than B, so then there will be another condition. There can be two cases. Either A is greater than B and B is greater than B. Let us assume that A and B have distinct value, not equal value. So hence there will be only two cases rises. Either A will be greater than B, or B will be greater than A, or B will be less than A, or A will be less than B. Okay, you are getting it? There is many way of saying there. Similar way you can write many way. Also many way here. Okay, like C language have also many way to describe anything. Okay, now moving on. So what have the condition given here, that A is greater than B. If A is not greater than B, then B will obviously B will be greater than A. Okay, you're getting the point? Getting my point or not? So we will print B. Okay. Okay, so these are called conditional expression. Okay, might have vague idea, might not have understand fully, but you get the point. What I'm trying to say here. Okay, hope it is clear to you. Now moving on. What I told you that there are many way of saying same thing. Human beings say like A is greater than B, or A is less than B, or B is greater than B, or B is less than B. Okay, so A is greater than B or B is less than A are similar thing. And in the same way, if B is greater than A and A is less than B are same thing. Okay, so in the same way, there is one way of saying the things, like I've shown you. Like this is the first way, that we write like this to the C programmer to get understand. So these are, you can see this is very long way to write this and in different line, so it also consuming a lot of space. So what the programmers done, they have reduced it to some small expression type. This is condition, if condition, assume it to be if. Okay, if one, and this is the else part. Okay, else, this is if. If. Okay, so suppose this is one way of writing it. What I told you. There is also another way of writing this long code, somewhat long. It might not seem too long for some small number, but when the expression will be too much longer, so it will be tedious to write this code. So there are shortcuts to write this. These are also known as shorthand representation, and this case, this special case, it is known as ternary expression. This whole thing, this first one, this first line is written here, you can see, and this line, if the block of if code block, written here, else code block, print this one is written here. Okay, this is this one, and this is this one, and this part is this one. Okay, hope I made it clear. You might not understand it because I didn't explain if an expression completely here. So in the next lecture, I will give you complete detail about if and else condition. Okay, how the syntax, entire syntax, the flowchart, algorithms, and I will also give analogy how to view this thing. How to understand this thing. These are all comes under control flow, which I will discuss in the next lecture. Okay, so don't worry, nothing. Don't worry about it if you don't get it. So just for sake of your understanding, I am giving you this example here. Okay, I will explain it more detail. Of course, I will explain it. I will not leave it here. Okay, this is very important thing. You must learn it. So I'm just giving you wave idea here. Okay, so try to follow me. Okay, if you're not getting it, please rewatch this 3 to 4 times. Okay, try to get something. Try to get something from it. What I'm teaching you. There are no shortcuts here. Okay, there is no shortcut. You must follow book or what I'm teaching here. What you could do. First of all, listen to my lecture and then go back to Dennis Ritchie part. This read Dennis Ritchie book. Okay, where there is a conditional expression in chapter 1 itself. You can see there. So there is no shortcut. You must study hard, learn it deeper, understand to have a deeper understanding of code. It's not like that you don't have to follow another book, just go through my lecture or any other lecture. It's not like that. It's the better through. You have to work hard on yourself to understand this. And for working hard, the most important thing is you must have interest in coding. If you don't have interest in coding and you're taking it for another reason, interest part, you might not understand it very well. Okay, so please, if you have interest, then only go through this. Interest by I have already discussed in my second lecture why C is used in everyday life. So interest, you can create your interest. Interest is not a big deal. So first of all, create an interest and then follow deeply. Whatever I'm saying, just listen to a lecture, and if you want, you can go through the Dennis Ritchie book or some other book if you want. But Dennis Ritchie, I prefer most important book to be C programming, because it is the author Dennis Ritchie who himself created this language. Okay, that's why I'm recommended you to follow this book. Okay, so there are no shortcuts. Okay, remember this. Okay, so moving on now. So these are not a ternary expression. Okay, ternary expression. Remember this only. Okay, just remember it from now. I'm not telling you to mug it off. Just keep this point in your mind. Ternary. Why ternary? This because there are three expressions here. This is the first one. Expression, I'm talking about expression only. This is the second part, second expression. This is third expression. So hence ternary. Ternary means 3. You all know ternary means 3. So hope I made this one clear. Okay. So now moving on. So now let me show you some syntax of ternary expression. So from the previous slides, you might have get about the expression, first write the expression 1, then give the a question mark sign, then write the expression 2, then give a colon. Okay, after that the third expression. That's why it becomes ternary. Okay, so remember it in your brain. Okay, whatever I'm telling you. So here you can see there is simple syntax of ternary expression for your sake of your understanding. I've given you here. You can refer to it, or you can refer to the example of the previous slide. Okay, so now moving on. So parentheses are not necessary around the first expression of the conditional expression. So, and since the precedence of this question mark and colon is very low, just above assignment operator. So what does this mean? You might not get it. Although I will try to explain you this, but you might not get it fully, whole. You will not get the whole point here. Okay. So anyway, let's try to explain it. So just bear with me. Okay. Just try to understand what I'm telling you here. What does this expression means? The parentheses are not necessary around the first expression or conditional expression. There need not be any parenthesis here. Okay, so what does this mean? So we didn't have to write this like this. There is no necessary, because expression is very low, very low, much lower than any other expression, assignment expression. Okay, so if you didn't put the parenthesis here also, it will execute this one first. Okay, then go this one. You hope you got it what I'm trying to say here. Its precedence is higher than this one. There are two things, precedence and associativity. Let me tell you that you might have in your mathematical class might have heard about BODMAS. So BODMAS. So what does BODMAS means here? Before brackets like this, any bracket, this one or this one, if you remember this, or curly braces, curly braces, this one. So these are bracket. This is for off, and this is for division. Division. This is for division. This is for multiplication. This is for addition. This is for subtraction. Okay. So this is BODMAS. So what does this mean? That bracket have higher precedence than division. Precedence meant whenever bracket and division will be written simultaneously in expression, bracket will be treated firstly. The expression in the bracket will be treated firstly after the division operation. Precedence means this. Precedence means this operator will be operated before this operator. Okay, this operator will operated before this operator if this operators have higher precedence than this operator. Okay, you get it? Hope you get it. This is only secondary education basic classes. In your school days. Division have more precedence than multiplication. Then multiplication have more precedence than addition, and then addition have more precedence than subtraction. This is known as precedence. Okay, hope I made it clear. This is called precedence. I will teach you more about precedence as I go higher. Just for your basic understanding, I am giving you a basic example. Okay, example of precedence. Precedes. Okay. Precedes. So now moving on, let me tell you about now associativity. What is associativity? So now associativity. These are two important things. This will be widely. Let me discuss about this. Associativity, I have also told you in some lecture ago. Okay, if you don't remember it, don't worry. So I will telling you fresh here. Suppose we have written here, A plus B plus C. Which one will be? Which plus will be operated for either this one or this one. Okay, this operator will be operated first or this one. Okay, so plus have equal associativity means this either we can do this or we can operate these two first. Okay, there is no difference will become, but whenever there is suppose but by default plus have left associativity. Okay, this is the convention, but you can do both way. Will happen, the result will same, always same. By default plus have left associativity. So left associativity. Okay. So left associative, plus is left associative. By default, this is by default. So this is only the correct way to operate it. A plus B must be operated first, then the plus C of 1. Okay. So this is left associative. Means left side plus will given more precedence to right side plus. Okay, hope you get it. So plus is left associative by default, but you can operate in other way. Okay. Hope you get this associativity. Associativity means whenever there are same operator more than twice, then which operator to be operated first, from which side. Either we can go in a left way, means left plus side operators will be evaluated first, or we can go in a right way. Hope you get it. I hope I tried my best to make you understand this associativity. Hope you get this. Okay. So now moving on. They are advisable anyway. However, since they make the condition part of expression necessary, because I have told you about the precedent part. Either way you can use that. Okay. There will nothing much change will be occur. So now moving on. Next part. So now precedence and order of evaluation. What I have explained you about the precedent associativity. There will be one table out in the screen. Follow this table. It will have. Try to remember this table. It will be used in entire course. I will be using the table in my entire C programming course, because it contains all the operators which I haven't explained yet, which will be used in further part of our lectures. Okay. So please try to remember this. Okay. See the table. So it is number according to precedence order. First this is highest precedence, highest precedence. Highest precedence. So in this order, it is lowered like this, and this one is lowest one, lowest. This is associativity, what I have explained, means left to right way, left to right this way. Either we can go of expression this way, or either we can, or you can go in this way. Okay, so left one and right one. Hope you get this. Hope you are here. What you get. So now moving on. So this is what I have told you, that bracket of parenthesis. Remember the BODMAS rule. So these are parentheses, they are square bracket, or this is sign, pointer sign it you use to assign the structure to pointer, which I will discuss in further we go. Don't worry about it. This is dot operator. Okay, so remember this. These are usually binary operation. Okay, binary or unary binary operation. Okay, there are binary and unary, two type, no? Binary, and these are unary operation like implement. If you remember this from the increment operator lecture, I have told you about this thing. Bitwise operator also. They are not bitwise. These are bitwise. These are bitwise. Bitwise and bitwise. Or not. Okay. They are plus operator. Decrement operator. So these are binary operator, plus minus multiplication type. You will give types of type operator, size of operator. What I have told you about this in operator section many lecture ago, 2 to 3 lecture ago. I don't remember. So remember this. This is multiplication, division, and modulus operator. So after that plus and minus here there. After that these are bitwise, left shifting and right shifting. Okay, this is left shifting, this is right shifting. I will discuss about more as I go earlier. Might not understand this. So what does left shifting mean? Suppose this is, you have to for you to understand this must be good with binary number. Then you will understand it very well. Okay. Those who know about binary number, they can learn this. This is 2 in binary 1 0. So if you left shift it, means if you use left shift operator like this, so it will make it 1 0 0, which is 4 in binary. You can say by using left side, means you multiply this 1 is 2, 2 into 2, which is 4. So in this way you can remember this. Same way, suppose we write like this. You suppose there are binary number 1 0 again. Binary number, this is 2. So if you use right shift, this is right shift. So what will we do? It will make it 0 1. 0 will append to 10 place and 1 will move to unit place. So what is this? This is in binary. This is in binary. This is binary 1. Okay. So by using right shift operator, what we can understand that we are just dividing this number by 2. Okay. So just for vague explanation, I have told you. When left shifting means multiplying operand with 2, and right shifting means divide operand with 2. Okay. So just mug it up for right now. You will get to more about it if you have basic understanding of binary number, and as I will teach you in upcoming lecture. Okay. So these are what I have told you: less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, which I have explained it in a operator pass. And these are equal to, and these are not equal to. So remember this associativity. This is only applied whenever there are 2 or more operator of the same precedence. 2 or more operators same precedence. So like plus and minus. Okay. Here plus. And again minus here, and there are 2 operators like P something, Q. I will show you some example of this also. Q and R. So which one to be operated first one? Or because both have same precedence. You can see here both are at same precedence level. So what will be the order? Then we will come into the associativity. Either way, associativity are not used if the operators are of different precedence, but whenever the operators are of same precedence, associativity come into play. Okay. So there will be right to left, means this one will be operated first. I will show you this one through example also, coding example. Understand that operate first, then this one is operated. Okay. Right to left, and notice this. Okay. So hope I made it much clear about this associativity and precedence. If you have more doubt, please rewind the lecture and watch it 3 to 4 times. And after doing that, if still your doubt is not clear, then ask me in the comment section. Okay. So now moving on. So there must be different tones of codes every programming language, which I will told you in I will not giving you vast of point, many points to explain it. It will be ambiguous to you. It will be very difficult to understand. So as I move slowly and gradually, I will tell you this point in each of every lecture where we need these points. Okay. So just for now, I will give you 3 to 4 points, and I will explain that one. Okay. So see, like most programming language does not specify the order in which the operands of an operator are evaluated. In that if there is an operator, let me show you. Suppose there is an operator plus, and there are two operand. Suppose this is f function, this is function calling, which I will explain you, which I have told given you in the fourth lecture also. So go through it, or I will explain you more as we will discuss about function part. Okay. So just for now, just they get it something like this is consider this as operand here. Okay, and this is another one. Suppose this one g of, there is some function. So these are two functions. Suppose we have to store this in a. So what does this point say? It does not specify the order in which the operand operator are evaluated. Means we don't know that either this one will be operated first or this one. Okay, we have no idea. We don't know. The programming language does not specify. The compiler does not specify to evaluate which first. Okay, so there can be expression like and, or, and, no, and, or, and in ternary operator where you can say the operands in our and operator, like suppose A and B. So in this case, the order is fixed. Means A will be first evaluated, then B. And similarly with OR and ternary operator, we have seen expression 1 will be evaluated first, then expression 2, then expression 3. There is a specific order. Except for this operand, other operand does not specified order in which it has to be evaluated. Okay, so there no order is there whether to evaluate this one first or this one first. Okay, so there can be ambiguity rises whenever writing this code. So write your code knowingly that this operand have to be operated first. Otherwise, if there is some ambiguity in executing which operand to be firstly, then which operand to be second one, don't use that. If there is ambiguity that you don't know what will be output, there can be ambiguous value, undesirable value which we don't want to see as output. Okay, we can get some undesirable value which we want to see as output. Okay, so hope I made this point clear that there is no specific order of operand execution of operands. An operand can be expression too. Okay, don't confuse with that. So we don't know that either this one will operate first or this one. Okay, so there can be some ambiguity rises and we can get undesirable result. So better don't use it if you don't know what would be the order of the execution. Okay, stay away from that type of expression or that type of code. To avoid those type of code to write in your you can IDE because they can give undesirable result. Hope you get my point now. Okay, so moving on to next point. Similarly, the order in which function arguments are evaluated is not specified. If there are function and there are arguments in a function, but their order of evaluation is not specified. Suppose what does this mean? Suppose we have some. Let me show you some code. Okay, so I am not giving you new code here. Okay, otherwise, or you will confuse. Okay. Suppose there is code here something p equal to 5, and we want to increment the p, then print the value of p. So can we printf? Printf function is also a function which can take many argument. Like I showed you, like I've told given you in the sum of two number code that we can take the input at two value simultaneously like a and b. So you can take two or more outputs. So explain here. We have to printf this value. Suppose we write like this. Suppose we write. Suppose you write printf. I am not writing just a vague manner. I am giving you printf. Suppose some format specify some percentile d, and we write instead of you thought that let us optimize the code which I have told you. So you try to do the experiment and you write it here. Plus p increment the p, and then print out the value of p. Like write like this. Suppose you write like this. So in this case, what will happen? Format specify. Suppose there are another one format d something. So and we are doing this two argument, passing the two arguments simultaneously. So in this case, it is not sure that the p is printed first. Print will be printed first, or p will be incremented first. Okay, there is no surety in these things. There is no surety in this code that p will either p will print first, or means 5 will print first, or this value is incremented first, means it become 6, then it will print it. So there is no chance. So don't use it. This one not allowed. Don't use it. Don't use it. Okay. I made it clear. So moving on now. So call nested assignment statement and increment decrement operators cause side effect. Some variable is changed as a byproduct of the evolution of the expression. Okay. So function call, which I told you already, that cannot use plus plus p and p simultaneously. We don't know the order of evolution. Either p can be printed first, then it incremented. Okay. So there is, don't use that type of code. So about this thing, a nested assignment statement increment decrement operator cause a side effect. Okay. There can be side effects. So let me show you. So let me show you this by example. Now I am in my computer screen. So double click on code block to open it. So I think you know it now. Suppose save it, create new file, then save it. Control S for save. Save it at DAC. Let me show you. Save it something. So first of all, write the header code. Include. I think you might know this. What I'm going to write is stdio.h. No. Then the main function. Void main. So suppose I declare three variable p comma q comma r, similar example, and p equal to 4. Suppose I write this, and q equal to 6. Suppose I write this, and r equal to. Now let's see. Could I will get, like, you know, we want to, suppose we want to subtract p value from decrement of p. Means firstly we decrement the q, then subtract it from p. Okay, hope you get it. So now suppose I write like this, you know, I don't know, I am a naive user. Suppose I write like this. So what will be the output? Means either this one will operate it first, or this one will decrement it first. So let's see. We want to get 5 minus 1 here. So let's see we are getting minus 1 or not. This value. Printf now. I don't use printf. Forgot to use printf. LD R. So let's see what does this value give. Ready? Are we getting minus 1 or not? Run it. Oh, you can see we are getting minus 2 here. Okay. So we are not getting regular output. What were the output we want to get? Minus 1. We are not getting minus 1. So what will you do? Now the row of parenthesis will come. So use this. You know, the compiler get confused to which operator to be used here. Okay. So these are the desirable output which I was talking about. So let me use this. So let's see the result is come, and now we get the desirable output on minus 1 or not. So here you go. You can see here that we are getting minus 1 here. So hope I made this clear. So let's move out to our code. So now moving on, hope I made this one clear. You know, increment decrement side effect, we are getting side effect which I shown you in the last lecture. So better don't use it, or use parenthesis with it. As you grow more, as you practice more, you will be definitely you know, master in using the parenthesis. In your beginners case, you might be doing wrong, you might be doing it wrong. Worry about it, you will learn more. But you know, be prepared. I told you this point so that you be prepared about doing this mistake, doing those mistakes. Okay. So now moving on. So thank you for all. So thank you for watching. So hope I made all the things which I taught you well. You might not get all the things, you know, might not get, you know, purely all the things, but something you get. Means, you know, if you have any doubts, just please rewind the lecture and then watch it again and again if you don't get it. So hope I made my best effort to make you all clear in a naive way. Okay, I don't get into jargons right now. Okay. So I just, you know, something you in the lecture, whatever I say, you might not use it now, but as I, you know, program it more, as you will program it more, you will learn about it more. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay? Nothing to worry about. Just follow me. Okay, you will definitely understand in one part of time. Okay, so in the next lecture we will be discussing about, you know, if else, you know, statements which is comes under flow control. Okay, so I will give you more detail about if else statement which I have used here. You might not have get it. So in the next lecture you will definitely get it. Okay, so thanks for watching.